Hi, it's Jean Kuhn. Today is Motivational Monday, and today I wanted to talk. Sorry, I'm going to move my chair out of my way a little bit here. So today I wanted to talk about what happened over the weekend. Yesterday, my husband and I went to the movies, and we saw the 1517 to Paris, which, if you haven't seen that, number one, go see it. It's amazing. And what's amazing about it is the fact that the three lead actors in that are actually the guys who stopped the terrorist attack in Paris on August 21st, 2015. So Clint Eastwood has directed this film. He produced it and directed it, but he also made these three guys who actually were there, who stopped the terrorist attack on the train. They are the stars, and they're playing themselves in the movie. So it's really a great movie. And at the end, it's so funny because two of the guys are military. The third guy was their buddy who just came from the United States to hang out with them and visit Amsterdam and Spain and Paris and Germany. And they did a whole bunch of fun things. They were on a little vacation. But here's was my big takeaway, right? As soon as something happened, boy, the military guys jumped into action. And their friend who'd been hanging around with them their whole life was right there with them. And I loved the guy. His name's Anthony Sadler. He's the guy who was not military. And here's what I loved about him. He is, gosh, other than being African American, I leaned over at one point to my husband. I'm like, does he not look like Matthew? I said, except for the skin color, is that not Matthew? Matthew is my youngest child. So Anthony reminded me so much of him in just the way his face looked, which was hysterical, right? But he was tall like my Matthew. He had some facial hair like my Matthew. He and then my favorite part about him is he was funny with a smart-ass wit about him, just like my Matthew. So I think that's why I really liked him first. I liked him best. But he said something. These guys were brought into the palace there on the 24th or 25th of August, and they were recognized by the president of France, the French president. And what I remember at the end of the movie, and I actually went looking for it, was the French president gave a quote by Anthony Sadler. Again, not the military guy, right? And the quote said something. It said this: do something. Hiding or sitting back is not going to accomplish anything. Please do something. Don't just stand by and watch. And when I heard that, for a guy who, none of these guys were armed, right? They took him down and with just their bare hands and what they had there. But what I loved best about that is that's such a lesson for all of us in any part of life. I'm right now running for public office, and it is a completely free, it's like, I don't know, there's 200 or 300 homes that it involves, right? So it's just a precinct committeeman. But here's what I've learned. Today I got up and I'm like, this is really a lot of work. It's taking a lot of my time. I don't really want to do it. And then I happened to look at a blog I had started about this movie on yesterday. And I came across that quote, right? Do something, right? If you don't like what's going on, or and obviously in a terrorist attack, you don't like what's going on, but do something. Don't just sit back and watch. Or in other words, don't just sit back and assume somebody else is going to pick up the ball and run with it, right? So I kind of felt like I did not seek this job out. Somebody up higher up in politics called and asked me if I was interested in it, and I wasn't sure I was. And I think that this is just I think politics is so incredibly interesting, and so it's a way for me to get my feet in the door and just dabble in it a little bit. But I can tell you right now, there is no way in hell I'm actually going to run for a paid office. It's too much work. It's too much politics, right? And I have other bigger fish to fry. by helping small business owners, which I have made my mission in life. I'm just doing this because it lets me get into some of the meetings. There will be a couple perks they said along the way. I'm hoping there's some, and when I say perks, it might be like meet the president or something. So I might, that would be awesome if I could do that. So today, I guess I'm going to say to you, go watch the movie, The 1517 to Paris. Is such a great film. And the fact that, I don't know, anytime we get an opportunity to support our military, I believe that we should do that. And this is a great way to support our military. These two, and I'm talking about the two of the guys, right? All three of them went in on this deal together with Clint Eastwood. So they're all going to make money from it. But I love the fact that there's some military guys there that are making money from it. I've got a couple books by Brandon Webb, who was a Navy SEAL, right? He wrote books. He made money from his experiences in the military. There's a lot of guys that should be doing that just don't believe that they can. But I love the fact that if we can, the military, I know for a fact, is not paid what they're worth. So if we can help them out just a little bit by seeing a movie, and they're going to get, I don't know, probably 15 cents for every ticket, right, sold. I don't know what it is. I'm just making that up. But whatever that is, if they can get a little bit of money by us seeing the movie, it just supports them and lets them know that they're on the right track. They're doing the right thing. They're standing up. They're doing something when so many other people will not take that step forward to help to do anything, right? They're happy to sit back and criticize, right? Actually, I sent an email out today and I got a couple criticisms back. It was email like, I didn't say you could email me. And it's like, okay, hi neighbor, right? So, because these are people who are actually live in the same subdivision I do. So it's like, okay, neighbor, no problem, I'll take you off my list. But do something, right? Oh, there's Chief Holub. Love Michael Holub too. He is ex-military. And the cool thing about him, I love what he's doing. He's a retired police chief from LaGrange, and now he's an actor. He's doing all kinds of acting and things like that. So I think that's so cool. Again, support our military. Go see the 1517 to Paris. These guys were just true heroes. The terrorist was on board with 300 rounds of ammo. He was on that train, and he got one shot off from a handgun, not even from the rifle that was with a fully loaded magazine or clip or whatever you want to call it. But he had a big assault weapon there that he had a fully loaded magazine, and he only shot one guy with one bullet from a handgun because these military police jumped in, and they basically not only saved the day, they saved the lives of probably everybody on that train from Amsterdam to Paris. So go see the movie, do something. Don't just sit by and let other people do everything, right? Or do anything. Everybody should do their part in that. Oh, yes, Mike, I saw that. Michael says, again, not actors either. Yes, those, and I talked about that before you jumped on, that the three guys, two military, one civilian, all played themselves in the movie. And Mike, if you didn't hear it, go back and watch the beginning of this, because I talked about why I like the civilian so much. And it's because, and he's the black guy, it's because he reminds me of my son. I swear to God, he looks just like my son, except he's African American. So love that. So thanks so much for being here today for Motivational Monday. Go see the movie. It's really great, and we're supporting these guys who could have given their lives to save some people on a train in France. Have a good day. Bye.